Well, ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Welcome to the very first YouTube video of 2023. Yours truly is here, and I think it's time for us to talk about League of Legends. And man, I can tell you, yesterday, I am as energetic and hyper than a 12-year-old on a candy store. I can never tell you that this is going to be the most exciting year of League of Legends ever to date. And you know what? From what the news had just told us, from what everybody's reaction could be, the amount of media that I've watched about what's going on, I can tell you one thing, man. We may, and I'm gonna say the word may, have a chance to reach international success. The West is gonna win worlds, baby. I'm calling it. I am calling it right now. You know, um, For those who haven't lived under a rock, yesterday, Naz, who's by the way the head of A Sports, with along with Freak and the the mayor of London and probably the head of the LCK itself, did their little state of esports thing. It's kind of like a 6 minute long video about the state of the state of the league. They already gone through regionals. They already mentioned the season kickoff thing, which was kind of fun, but I never get to watch all of it. But it was kind of fun, seeing some players getting loose around there, testing all the champions, having a little fun out there before the real seriousness of ranked and pro league. So it's kind of like it was a little fun, of course. Um, and then you know they mentioned about the format, the worlds, the MSI format. They mentioned about it, and holy cow. When they mentioned last year that they're going to change the MSI and Worlds format, by goodness, they changed the MSI and Worlds format. And boy, I'm gonna say this. This is probably the greatest thing to ever happen to Pro League of Legends since maybe 2018. I don't know. But in case anybody don't know about the details, the MSI and Worlds format to be changed. Now, of course, there's some drawbacks. I think I watched Marx's blame game video about it, about the little drawbacks to the Worlds problems. But you know what? Hey, you know what? Problems are something that is part of league all the time in sports. So it's better to have a problem than have no problems at all. It is what it is. And you know what? I'm all for it. So let me just read something that what they said. So I decided to make some notes about it from what they said yesterday. I was going to do a video yesterday, but you know, I have to go to work. I have to, visit my parents' workplace. So and I don't think the workplace is kind of like the appropriate place to do like a video. Right? I mean, I wanted to do it, but I don't think it's so kind of right. So, from the state of the LEC format, the MSI format will be changed. First of all, the MSI, the Mid-Season Invitation, is going to London. Now let me just tell you about the MSI tournament. I feel like the MSI tournament has gotten a little bit of shtick the last couple several years because everybody's treating this tournament like this tournament doesn't mean anything. It's just a little bump in the road that you know the world's is the big thing. It's kind of like the the Champions League. Becoming the big tournament in the lower football in the Europa League is kind of like nobody kind of cares about it. Or the Conference League right now is like nobody kind of cares about it. But here's the thing: the MSI has history. There were some great moments in the MSI. CLG made it to finals. Um, EDG become the first winners there and beat Baker's LeBlanc in Game 5 to do it. So when you look at it, also forgot G2 winning the whole thing in MSI 2019, which is a fantastic moment for LEC fans alike. So if you look at it, MSI has some history and some critique and some beauty on it, but it never gets like the level of love it deserves from its Worlds counterparts. Because everybody knows that Worlds is the be and all end all tournament at the end of the year where the best of the best showed up, and the MSI is kind of like meh. I mean, even look at like last year's format. You have like best of ones, and I'm going to mention about the format, of course. You're going to have like best of one matches, and then you have a best of one Royal Rumble, and then you have three best of fives. Like, really? Like that's how you're gonna do an international tournament, one of the two most prestigious international tournaments ever, and you're gonna treat it like that? That's not great. Well, other than the ping situation and the fact that RNG have to play at home, but it doesn't matter, man. The way the tournament is kind of sucked, and I think um the minor regions, man. The minor regions getting kicked like that in a tournament structure like this. It's not fun. It's not great for everybody else. It's becoming too predictable, too bland, too boring. And you know what? Nobody cares about you. When your regional tournament, who cares more about the major regions than minors, it just says something about the tournament. This here's MSI and maybe beyond. It's gonna change all of that. So this tournament is going to last from May 2nd to May 21st, which is going to be like, what, 3 weeks? Like, wow, okay. MSI is going to be a big tournament. It's going to be a big thing. That's kind of huge, That's going to be huge for so many teams, of course. There'll be 13 teams, and they'll be split to having two teams from the LCK, LCS, LPL, and LEC. And there is one team for the VCS, LGL, CB, LOL, LLA, and PCS. So instead of having the winners of the LEC, LCK, and LPL, there'll be a winners and runners up from the bigger regions. So you can say like, hey, more teams, one additional team from the big four region. That's good. That's pretty good. So instead of like your 100 Ds or your G2s or your T1s, you have to like trying to win this tournament to put themselves in the spring. Now you can just have a little feel like this spring matters. Like that's the beauty of having this restricted MSI to make spring split matters. You know, we don't want to like spring split like okay, spring split gone, come and gone, and now we're gonna try our best to try and make it worlds. No, no, we wanted to make spring split as important as worlds itself. We wanted to like make the MSI kind of feels like level with the worlds in terms of international importance, and that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get more teams. We're gonna have double the teams that we have from the major regions, and it's going to be a big thing. But the most important thing is that this is going to be a two-stage double elimination tournament. Now, let's be honest, you can't just put double elimination in every single tournament and just like, hey, that will make the people happy. That's not how it works. But the way MSI has put into it, it makes you feel like, holy cow, these games matters, guys. These games matters. My God, they are not joking around when these games actually matter. So the playing stage will be like two groups of four teams. So you have like 8 teams, group A and group B with your 4 teams in, and then you get the two winners of the groups plus the one team from the last chance advancement matches will be joining the 5 teams in the playoffs. I said that's kind of cool. So you gotta like I'm gonna show you a picture. I'm not gonna show you the picture. Probably gonna post it. Um, so basically, it's kind of like one of those format things. Kind of like, hey, you win like 2 games, you're in. You lose 2 games, you're probably out. But you lose 2 games, but you're probably out. But if you're the last team from the lower bracket to get in, you have to face another team from the lower bracket in again. And then clash to see who's going to be in the group stage. I kind of like it. It's it's kind of like a big thing. It kind of makes like these things matter. And also, here's a little kicker. I think only the best teams from the LPL, LEC, LCK, and LPL is going to be in the big tournament. And the rest of them, the LEC and the LCS second seeds and the second place teams from the big four regions are going to be in this playing tournament. So the winners of the big four regions are going to be in the playoffs, while the rest from the minor regions and the second place teams are going to be playing in a playing tournament. Which means like whoever wins will get like a big benefit. You know, don't have to like go in. It's like you're going to be playing straight up knockout tournament by the time the play-ins are done. So, you can't go into best of one groups, things, or everybody else. You're going straight into knockout tournament immediately. And that'll be huge for like the minor regions. It'll be huge for the minor regions, like, adapting and all those kind of stuff. It'd be great to like seeing like the minor regions getting like a little bit of chance against the major regions. Even though the minor regions may not gonna win, it will give them an opportunity to like make their own storylines, make their own runs, create their own story, which is going to be great. And to make the MSI feel great, because right now this format and this current system is making the MSI feel like God. Now I have to watch MSI, even though it's going to be in London and the time zone is going to be really different. But my God, this is going to make me want to watch MSI even more. This is going to make me want to watch this event even more. So not only this format is going to give you more games, but it will give you more storylines and create more opportunities to root for teams other than the big four. So that way, everybody gonna win. Everybody gonna win. So um after that, um this turn so we got the 8 teams from 3 from the play-ins, 5 from the other regions, and then the playoffs will begin. It'll be a double elimination, best of 5 tournament for the winner. Now, I don't think Freak, who, by the way, who did the format thing, did not even mention about winner gets what? Yeah, I know winner gets trophy and the money, but does the winning team gets and winning team means that the addition that if the winning team wins that league gets an additional spot in the worlds, even though of course the LEC will get an additional spot at world because of the TCL no longer being there. It will be the feeder league for the LEC, of course. But I just want like the MSI to award them with something like I'm not saying skins, but a emote or a sticker or a patch. You know, I mean, I just want someone in the LEC to like how Argentina shirt look when they won the World Cup. They have like World Cup, FIFA World Cup champions on their patch with the Argentina in it. That's something I want. That is something that the Riot should do. Put a patch on their jerseys to represent that they won. Like RNG, if you're gonna put on put give RNG like a sticker, to showcase that they're the 2-time MSI champions. Like if you're going to make the tournament matter, it's just give them a patch if they won, or give them something, to here's your reward of becoming MSI champions. You know, if your minor region team wins, your minor region team gets additional spot into worlds. But if your major team wins, you get a patch. You may get like incentives, of course, and that kind of matters, of course. So the format is going okay, but I think like it missing something. What is the big award coming out of this? And maybe you know, will it actually help that? Will they give them additional points towards their championship points going to their chances of going to Worlds? That's pretty much like the other question. But hey, so far, I have no grudges. The MSI format looks great. It has 2 tournaments in one. It's longer, so it's gonna be like, holy cow, the MSI is gonna be really, really big. And it's gonna be like so many things gonna go on with the MSI right now. And man, it's gonna make spring even more important. It's gonna make this season's LEC's winter, spring ish kind of thing all the more matters right now. So it's gonna make like every single game in spring split matters right now. Every single game from from spring until MSI really matters right now. And I'm kind of loving this thing. Like, hey, we're gonna make spring split matters, and boy, you made it. You actually made it. Okay, so now Worlds. First of all, for the first time in 5 years, it's going to Korea. Yay! It's gonna be stressful for my time zone. I mean, honestly, I can't even watch the LCK kickoff show between Team Deft and Team Faker. Team Deft won, spoiler. But if that means staying up until 3 a.m. to watch all the League of Legends matches, I can't. Of course, they'll be rebroadcasting the matches and probably give us VODs, of course. in case you haven't missed them, but that is stressful even for me. But hey, you know what? The LCK had not hosted Worlds since ELPL and Invictus Gaming won it 5 years ago in front of their fans. So, hey, you know what? I hold no grudges. Korea is the mecca of esports, kind of like Brazil is the mecca of football. And I think LCK is great, to host worlds like this and to host worlds with a pretty unique format. Now, I think Marx said it best that the Swiss format is kind of like an imperfect format as well. I mean, it was used for um, Rocket League and CSGO tournaments. So right away, once the Swiss format started, there'll be like no seedings in there, and that kind of screwed everybody. And the playing tournaments kind of like no finality in it. Like losers bracket, beat the upper bracket winner, reset the whole thing, and that's it. And I get it. There's some logistical situations. I think he mentioned it, like time and money and renting the buildings, of course, to host all the events and everything like that. It'll be too much for them. So I can totally understand where they're coming from. But I'll tell you, and of course, you still have your single elimination, playoff thing, which again, of course, it's kind of dull, but you can't just put double elimination in virtually everything. It's like putting too much ketchup on virtually every single food. That's just too much for them. But I'm gonna say, man, the world's format, it's looking lit. It's really, really cool. So, 22 teams, you know, by the way, if you haven't noticed, the LEC, LCS fourth seeds and the VCS 1 and 2, PCS 1 and 2, CB LOL, LJL, and all the other minor regions is going to be playing the playing stage first. And the LEC, LCS fourth seed will be playing in the playing stage as well. That means the big LCK and the big LP, the four LPL and LCK teams are going to be in. And of course, some of the rest can be in as well. So hey, we're gonna get like minor region teams playing in the playing stage instead of like, oh my god, they're gonna get minor regions getting smacked by the LPL, LCK, maybe the LEC, LCS. I mean, we all know what the LCK and LPL can do in the play-ins. That's not gonna be good. So LPL and LCK, you just go right in, focus on the other regions, and that'll be great. That'll be great for the minor regions to shine, of course. I mean, last year you get to see like Loud doing well against Fnatic. DFM showed up class against RNG for only one game, but RNG do well. And the fact we never get to see it is just showcasing that this system is kind of flawed, and it also means that the bigger region teams are better, but not in this format. I feel like this format is going to give the minor region teams a chance to not only shine but also give them an opportunity to face each other, and also no more NAEU. I mean, if we cannot win Worlds, at least let us beat NA. Selling it from NA, but at least for EU fans across the globe, beating NA will be like Worlds to us. If we can't win Worlds, okay, we can beat NA. That's pretty much the best thing. That's pretty much like what this format gonna give us. More NAEU, man. We want more NAEU, baby. We want more. Let's go. Come on. So there's 3 rounds. It's going to be play-in stage 2 and the playoffs. In play-ins will be 8 teams in the 2 groups of best of 3 with a double elimination. The 4 teams that made it, the winners and the second place team, will be playing in the advancement matches. And the 2 teams that goes through will be playing in a 16-team Swiss format. Now, the best of ones are going to be for like the starting matches and the teams going 0-1 and 1-0. And then best of threes in your 0-2, 2-0, 1-2, and your 2-2 matches. I think that covers it. So, my God. I mean, yeah, I get it. There'll be like, there's flaws into the system. But listen, nothing perfect is in a system. We don't want perfection. We just want something that is fresh and new and something that we can get into it. And boy, I can say it with confidence. I am into this thing, man. I am into the Swiss League format because it will give minor regions an opportunity to just like run through the bracket like that. like I want to see like let's just say Pentanet.gg. I want to see Pentanet.gg. Yeah, probably Pentanet.gg probably gonna lose, but it will give me opportunity to see Pentanet.gg, climb up the ranks and beating some other teams and make it through. Because here's the thing. Albus Knox Luna is probably the only wildcard team to ever make it through the round of eight. We haven't seen anything yet. Haven't seen anybody yet. We haven't seen an LJL team make it to round of eight. We haven't seen LLA team make it to round of eight. We haven't seen CB Lowell make it to the round of eight. So this gives an opportunity for at least one or maybe two minor region teams to make the bracket and make history, which, my God, I am dying for, because if I see another LCK LPL bracket, I am going to scream. Okay? It is not fun. It is not competitive. I mean, I just saw Southampton beat Manchester City. You know, I just saw Southampton beat Manchester City just today. Crazy things happen in sports, man. And I want crazy. I want chaos. I want blood. I want I want I want unpredictability. I want chaos. I want March Madness. Damn it! I want March Madness in a world tournament. And by God, this woman might give us that. I'm sorry that I'm going like this, but by God, I just care about it. I just care about the underdogs just a bit. But anyways, this is huge, and with the no protection of seedings, I think mentioned, I think that means we might get an LTK LPL matchup first, and probably NAEU matches, sometimes, or you know that kind of be huge because if you're like, let's say D plus Kia, yes, of course, Dalmon Kia's name changed to D plus Kia, but that's another topic at another time. Let's just say you're D plus Kia facing off against JDG. You know, one of these teams is gonna get knocked out, and that'll be bad for you. But also gonna be making some, spicy matches. Like, it's kind of feel weird and kind of feel like strange. That's the only knock I can give this format to. But man, it is beautiful. And of course, they'll do this as an experiment, and then if the fans like it, huzzah! We might keep it for another year. If they don't, well, maybe tweak a bit here or there and make it a little better. Not every system is gonna be perfect, but with every single fan's response, you gotta have to come through. Like, hey, Riot is not perfect. It's not a perfect company, but when it comes to giving the people what they want, they kind of deliver sometimes. And I think this format is giving the people what they want, just a bit. So, yeah, and I just mentioned they already did the, single elimination playoff bracket for the 18. So I have to say, Worlds and MSI is going to be pretty big this year. The fact that the format changing means that we're going to probably get more games in League of Legends than any other year that we have in the history of League of Legends. And that's big. I mean, I am so incredible. I mean, listen, the state of the esports is giving me more hype than the cinematic that I just watched this morning. I mean, the cinematic just made me want to just. That's it. That's the whole cinematic. Last year, the call was incredible. I was just like getting ready to sing, but this cinematic is just nah, Chief. Nah, Chief. Man, nah, Chief. Come on. Come on, right? Look, you're big money. You got a bigger ego. You're better than this. Give me Imagine Dragons for God's sakes. Your cinematic has to give me. Where's Imagine Dragons in the cinematic? Where are they? Where are they? Give Imagine Dragons all the money you can have. All right, just let them do this thing. Okay, they're good at this. Okay. Oh my God. Anyways, oh boy, this is long enough. Anyways, that's just it. That's just it for it. That's just a little the gist of what's gonna be like, what Worlds and MSI are gonna be like. And of course, Saturday, probably when we wake up, the LPL is gonna start the whole thing. Yes, that's right, people. The LPL this Saturday, and in every single region, one after the next, will start their own road to glory, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? I cannot wait, people. I cannot wait because with this new format and everything like that, This is going to be one of the most incredible worlds ever. Or we may get a little predictable and probably LCK and LPL win it again. But who knows? I may be wrong. But man, this is going to be an exciting time for League of Legends fans. And I am excited as well. So if you like the video, you got to comment, sub, like, do what you wanted to do. It's your life. Do what you like. Anyways, this is Mackie. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you later.